There's some patients, I work in another clinic and no one speaks English or French, so I do Google Translate with them. Or I try to do some broken English, but if it becomes illegal and they speak no word of French, what kind of care am I giving to someone if they have no idea what I'm talking about? We have like a receptionist who can translate, but if it's illegal for me to get her to translate, I mean, what's the point of me even being a healthcare professional if I can't do any treatments? Learning a language in 6 months full-time is already difficult, and part-time I don't see how it's feasible in that amount of time. And then you just miss out by being in this institution or in this province because you're not going to know how to get your paperwork anymore, you're not going to know how to get any jobs anymore, so it's not creating an even playing field for people who are immigrants coming here.
The thing that I was concerned about is the schooling, because I think they're cutting funding towards CEGEPs, and then they're also making it harder for people to put their children into CEGEP, and so I think eventually it just squeezes the community out of existence. I just think you can't, force these things. I mean, I understand the whole protection thing, and I understand, I agree with protection in a certain way, but I just don't think you can force the English community out of existence.
My sister, she was born here and now she lives in Ontario and works in an English-speaking company because she's bilingual. Because she went to school in Sherbrooke, but she also speaks 2 languages really easily. But if you're limited to only French and you're more or less trying to push people only in one language and not opening to other languages, you're limiting your options for sure, internationally speaking. And then people, if they can see that you're very provincially speaking only this one language, they're not going to want to come to Quebec. They're going to keep going to Ontario, they're going to keep going to British Columbia, keep going to Alberta for those jobs, because not only do they pay better, to be honest with you, but also the standard of living's higher, the taxes are less, and they're not as restrictive as they are here in a lot of reasons. So I feel like Quebec's such a beautiful province, and whenever we continue limiting ourselves, just like we did in the 1980s, voting even strict on those laws, and people went to Toronto, those businesses, we lost a lot of jobs, we lost a lot of potential. Montreal could have been an amazing city, more than it is now, and I'm still here because I love it so much, because the culture, the people, but when you continue restricting more and more of those laws, it gets difficult to stay.
I see a bad moon rising.